ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدًا عبده ورسوله صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليمًا كثيرًا. أما بعد، فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا. صدق الله العظيم، وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم، ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين، والحمد لله رب العالمين. My dear respected brothers, my dear respected listeners, it is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He allows us every week to gather in His most beloved, one of the most beloved places on the face of earth, which is the house of Allah, and allows us to stand before Him and bow before Him and do sajda before Him. In this world we do it as a routine and we do not understand the importance of it. But on the Day of Judgment, even these deeds that are apparently routine to us, a matter of routine, a matter of habit, we will find out inshallah how valuable they were. When they will be deciding each and every single accepted prayer, inshallah, will be getting us closer to Jannah and away from the punishment and hellfire of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make that day easy for all of us. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forever keep us established on the path of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on the deen of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. For the past few weeks we've been talking about the care of those who have been given under our care, especially our children. Inshallah, today we intend to conclude this discussion about the children and then move on to some other people that are put under our care by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the past 2 weeks, we've talked about the biggest don'ts of parenting, which are that we should keep our children protected from screen time, from letting them watch any screens, because we understand medically research has proven as well, and of course spiritually it is proven that this watching and looking at phones and television destroys their personality. It destroys their mental capacities and it destroys their spiritual capacities, the details of which was shared with you 2 weeks back, alhamdulillah. The second thing is to keep them protected from public schooling, because that is the place where, Allahu Akbar, children are taught to question their deen. Children are taught to question the norms of the Sharia of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and things that are against Islam and punishable, they are taught as normal. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. And it is made their second nature to, na'udhu billah, do zina and to look at things that are impermissible by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, made impermissible by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to think about things that are made impermissible by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all of us. Last week we had talked about the first do, or the thing that we should do really give importance to about our children, which is to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to make dua for them, as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has told us that the dua of a father is guaranteed accepted in favor of their child, in their children. Today inshallah, moving on, keeping in view our primary concept, which is that company is something, whoever they are living with, whoever they are socializing with, spending their time with, is what is going to define their personality. So when children are small, they are little, and it is not allowed to bring them into places outside of home which have religious Islamic environments such as the masjid. For example, it is not permissible to bring a child who is not able to handle themselves in the masjid properly, the ages of under 4 years, 5 years, or in some cases even 10 years. Then our home is the place where the child has to learn Islam, and the parents are the only one who have to teach the child Islamic akhlaq. And it is very hard, almost impossible, to teach children to engrave something in their personality, although it is possible, but it is hard, by only words. So what the child looks at, what the child sees around him or her, that is what they become. So in our houses, we have to first of all discipline ourselves, that we are the one at whom the child has his eyes on. If we are concerned about our Islamic akhlaq, without telling the child anything, we are engraving in their personality Islamic akhlaq. If they are seeing their parents do something all the time, naturally they will begin to do that. So if they see their parents fighting, or if they see their parents being dishonest, or if they see their parents being hideous and deceptive with people, then this is what they are going to grow up with, and this is what they are going to become. And if they see that their parents are very honest people, very truthful people, even when they are at a loss, they do not give up truth, then that is what the child is going to do when they grow up. Similarly, when they see that no matter what comes, my father and my mother do not give up on the teachings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then that is what they are going to learn. Similarly, when they see that in every single thing, be it a time of happiness or a time of sorrow, whenever my father or my mother is happy or whenever my father is sad, they are talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are giving thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at times of happiness, and they are remembering Allah and relying upon Allah and talking about Allah even in times of challenge. Then this is what their personality is going to become. And this is the gift that we are supposed to give to our children. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put the responsibility of connecting young children with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over the shoulders of parents. We talk about our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I say the first shaykh, the first mentor, which is nothing new, the first mentor is the parents. Even when a child is not able to understand what the Quran says, even if they are not at an age when they are not able to understand the commandments of Sharia, their parents can still very strongly connect their children with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by what they are doing. Then, when the child is able to understand things a little, in all matters, we should try to connect them with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If they are hurt, if they are sad, we should tell them about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should try to put in their minds who is the real doer. When they are hurt, we should tell them who should they ask, who should they turn to, and who can pull them out. Allahu Akbar. Similarly, when they are happy, for example, we give them a gift or something that makes them happy, we take them somewhere, we should make it a point that we tell them to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that, for the happiness that Allah has given to them. Then, when they are able to, they grow a little more and they are able to understand and connect things. What experience has told us, the most beneficial thing is that we set aside a time in our daily schedule in which the whole family sits together and we spend time with each other. And that spending of time should be more focused towards their Islamic teaching. Although we should constantly spend time with our children, share their needs, understand what they are thinking in terms of the world as well, but one specific time, at least 15 to 20 minutes every day, should be set aside for parents and children learning the deen together. And how can they do it when the children are small and they cannot be brought into the masjid or to a formal place of learning? The father or the mother can teach them things in a way that they understand, bring things down to their level, present them to the children in a way that they can understand. And if not possible, if the father does not have the capacity to do it, or the mother does not have the capacity to do it, they should take help from books that have been written for this specific purpose. So when children are little, stories are a good source of putting things in their mind. If you're not a good storyteller, try to become one for your children. And because you know your child best, and you are able to connect the happenings of the past or the stories with what piques their interest. So do that. Spend some time, do some struggle, make some effort, and do that for your children. Spend time with your children. If they are little, tell them stories. There is several stories in the Quran of the Anbiya, of the Sahaba, of the previous nations, which are very instructional and very interesting and easy to understand. And they are very important. When you put those things and the lessons from those stories in the minds of your children, without you telling them anything, without you telling them to do something or not do something, they are automatically getting that concept that pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gets me benefits, and the displeasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is harmful for my own self. So my dear respected brothers, do that. Sit with your children when they are little, tell them stories, and slowly and gradually convert this sitting. When you are done with all the stories, you could repeat them as the need be. And there's books, Qasasul Anbiya, it's a very good book written specifically for children. You can find it's available in multiple languages, English, Urdu, Arabic, different languages. Sit with your children. If you can't tell, the best thing is that you read the story beforehand, prepare a little, and then tell it directly to your children. But if not possible, read it to them from the book. And when they have grown a little, as they grow, transform this circle into a circle of learning the injunctions of Sharia, and keep on mixing things between, so that it stays interesting for the children as well, and it helps them build their identity. It's a very easy way. Make it part of your routine. If it is a part of their routine from the very early childhood, they will never question this, and when they begin to like it, they will wait for it all day. So when we say that our children do not listen to us, or our children do not want to become good Muslims, or when we tell them the things of Sharia, they consider them backward, or they don't want to listen, the fault is ours. The fault is ours. We never spend time with them. But when the child grows and they are able to handle themselves in a gathering, for example in a majlis or in a setup of masjid, then make sure to bring them to salah, because this is going to expose them to an Islamic environment, which will be the best thing that you can do in terms of building the Islamic identity. Around them, they will see that there's people who are following Islam and Sharia in their life, and they are still doing great in life. Because this is the biggest question that comes in the minds of children, whether they say it or not, that they have to choose between becoming a Muslim or doing great in this world. But when they come to the masjid, when they sit in the gatherings of hadith or Quran, or even general gatherings in the masjid, even having food if it is served in the masjid, they will get to see people around them, where they will understand that it is absolutely possible to be a very religious person and still do great in life. Still earn a lot of money, because they are at a stage where you cannot explain them that beta money is not the most important thing. So at that, when they get exposure to other people, they will understand that both are possible. When they read about the Sahaba, they will understand that there was Sahaba among them, among the group of the Prophet ﷺ, who were very rich and very religious people. So they will understand that Islam is still applicable is still possible in this world, in today's world. So my dear respected brothers, when our children grow up, make sure that you bring them to masjid. Make sure that you bring them to masjid. And if there's any programs in the masjid, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us and other masajid as well to have child-specific programs, then make sure that your child enrolls in them. These programs will do their best to whatever the shortcomings or deficiencies that you as a parent could not do, these programs will try their best to suffice for those deficiencies in the upbringing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us an understanding. The time is over, so inshallah we'll continue talking about it next time, inshallah. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Brothers who have built the sunnah can do sunnah. Jazakallah.